Hello once again, everybody. Welcome back to Satisfactory. So, yeah, it's now after Christmas. Still in the FICSMAS period, though, because that lasts throughout January. We will just finish off our Advent calendar. There's really not an awful lot more to do here, to be honest. Yeah, we'll just finish up the Advent calendar and then we can move on. So, 24th, that's finger guns. Interesting. And 25th. Nice big slot. We've got rockets and fireworks. Lovely. Lovely. So that's just unlocked fireworks. Ah. So how do we make those then? Is that in my list? Or do we have to go through a thing? Anyway. That doesn't matter at all. Because... yeah, so we had a little look at this elevator. That's just a bit of a demonstration, really, isn't it? So, what my plans are for this episode is to finally get over there and actually finish my little tree, finish my little network, hook everything up, get everything powered, and get resources there. I'm not entirely sure how all that will work properly, but there we go. There we go. Another side note will be to actually automate this. That'll take me a little bit of time, but I'll do that sort of off camera and I'll cut to where it is when we're finished. I'll have more things. I'll have more storage. I will belt them up here where they need to be. I'll probably reroute ingots from my other factories up here. Up here just for now. I mean, to be honest, it's not getting through copper very quickly. And then, yes, up here, that's all just one item, so that's pretty much done. We've just got to feed them from up here. And this will be a little bit more complicated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, and you'll see me in a minute. Okay, so this is stage one. So far, I've added, I've rerouted the belt from down there to give these two containers. I've got two containers down here, exactly the same. Two containers down here, exactly the same. Just put a little, just reroute this belt. Separate container, lovely jubbly. Now, these have to go all the way up to the top floor. All the way up to the top floor. And into these containers. And they just feed into my machines as normal. Now, I was wondering actually how much stuff is in these, because these have been going for ages. Oh, they've got lots. They've got lots. That's all perfectly fine. I've still got to double up this container, but that will be a job for, well, a minute. I've got to do exactly the same things I've just done on this level, but that only has to come up here. And that level has to come up here. That one then has to come up there. So it's not as big of a job as that one. So, yeah, I'll see you in another minute. Okay, so that's these baubles done. These red and blue ornaments. I did have this red one coming up this side. Yeah, you can still see I've got the conveyor pole there. But it meant I had to cross over. It meant that I had to cross over the conveyor belts, and it didn't really look that well. Didn't look that good, so I've just done it this way. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. You might be wondering why all of the stuff down here is Mark II belts. So it's absolutely no point. I know I've got lots there, but there's no point having that be anything less, anything more than a Mark II. It does look a bit weird coming out of here, though, but yeah, these are unusually fast belts. I'm probably going to get rid of that mod, actually. It does feel a bit too cheaty, to be honest. Anyway, next thing to do is get this up to that level. And that's the job done. So yeah, it's not taking me long at all to do this. That was only like 2 or 3 minutes, but still. I had a comment on my last video. that says that things are a little bit slow. And yes, they are sometimes, but that's the philosophy of my channel. It's full play, so you tend to see everything. But in a game like this, there's periods of construction, like this, that aren't necessarily as interesting as they probably should be. And I've used a Mark 1 belt on that. Let's put a Mark 2. So that just comes up here with all the rest of them, like that. Switch to a Mark 2 belt, and then we need to put that in there, but that comes through that. I don't mind a bit of clipping. What I should have done is put a stackable one on there, which I shall do. Stackable conveyor belt. Put one there as well. Switch to belts. Mark 2. Mark 2 in there. Pop that in there, and that's our bundle of ornaments set up. See, that doesn't take long. Once I know roughly what I'm doing, it doesn't take long. So we've got these feeding in nicely. We just need to figure out... We need to put our second storage container in. So we need to split it here like normal. Put a conveyor pole here, just to lift it up above that. We're only on a Mark 1 belt here, aren't we? Well, that's fine. We're not in any particular rush. So we move our stars from there up to this one. And there we go. So we've got those. So these really just need to be moved over to that one. You can just run it like that. It's perfectly fine. They come in on a Mark 1 belt, so we don't really need a Mark 2 belt here, do we? There's a Mark 2 belt along there. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, this is now all automated. The only thing I haven't got is the ingots. So I'll route the ingots in now. And then everything really will be. The only thing, of course, is that that's going to halt my production of copper and iron components. But I think I can live with that for now anyway. Okay, well that was very easy. I'll just show you what I've done. After I've pulled all the copper ingots out of these, I'll leave the stuff on the belts down here. For now anyway, but I'll pull out all of this lot. This, all I have to do is reroute this belt. It just goes straight through the wall. I'm not going to bother making that pretty. It is temporary. All of this is just for the rest of the month. So that comes up here and in here. Lovely. I really need to put these back too. So yeah, they'll go in there. All I got to do is pull my iron over, which is going to be a bit more tricky, but not hugely so. So yes, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so that's been done just the same way as before, although I have used Mark II belts for that one because I've got a lot more smelters, so I might as well. It does look a bit strange coming out of the wall with no conveyor hole, but there we are. So that has taken me half an hour to do this video up to this point. It's probably only about 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to be when it comes to edit. So when this video comes out, obviously now for you, let me know in the comments if this feels any better pace-wise. It better be, because it's going to be an awful lot more work in the edit. But there we go. There we are. So yeah, that's... I would say that looks nice, but it really doesn't. That's spaghetti out of the arse, literally, because that's the back end of my factory. But yeah, that's all done. I can just leave it running now while it makes the nice high value stars. And then once FICSMAS is over and everything stops working, I can tear this down. Well, it might actually still be useful, but I'll remove all the resources, stick him in the awesome sink, and get a load of points for him. Haha. Now, this over here. So, yeah, we really need to figure out what we're going to be doing here. This is just going to extend straight over there. Hook up with any nodes we find along the way, like that one. Because I don't mind bringing in resources. You know, as long as they're not too far away from the hub and the spine. Then, yeah, that'll be fine. Because there's absolutely nothing over here. Sort of if we have a look down the middle, between that one, I really need to tidy that up. So between that one and this one here, there's not really anything. I mean, there's that one there, but that's fairly close to that side. Those are over there. There's nothing down there on those ponds. There's that. There's nothing really there. There's one there. So there's not an awful lot to really hoover up over in this direction. Oh, there's a bit of stuff down there as well. But yeah, that's going to line up fairly nicely with that, really. So yeah, we don't need anything between these two. And that's the basic thing. That's the thing I'm really worried about. Well, not worried about. Thinking about, I suppose. So the next one thing is over here. So we've got those supplying our power supply. I'll probably leave them where they are for now. I'll run everything up to it, and I'll set everything up as if I'm going to supply it through here, because that's what's going to happen. The next thing you have is these over here. Now, I should really have something coming off there and going in there. And this one as well, because this is going to serve these two. That there. And then there's an awful lot of stuff like over here. There's a node there. And I think there's some stuff like down this valley as well. There's stuff all over the place. Frankly, I was going to cover the entire map like this, but really just this area will probably produce more than enough resources. But that's the thing about this game, we'll see. We shall see. So I think what I'm going to focus on first is this one over here. Get that one done. First things first, before we start, just check my resources. I don't have an awful lot of these, so I'll have to pick up. I'll have to pick up some of those. I'll dump the stuff I know I won't need. I'll dump some of the stuff that I know I won't need over here. But yeah, you don't have to watch that. So I'll see you in a bit, and I'll have at least completed building this. Alright, so welcome back. I've been building this for a little while now, and I've just... Get rid of that. I've just come up to this bit here. Thankfully, thankfully that's not interfering with anything. Thing is, though, I've really lost count of which of these is going to be my pillars. I really hope it's not this one, because that's going to come up on this side and have to come in there, where this sort of weird curvy thing is. But there we are. There we are. We we live and learn. That's just really long now. That's absurdly long. Not as long as that was. Yeah, it should line up with those, actually. So that's there. Yeah, that's not going to line up with a support, so that should be fine. Although it would be great to have a support there. It's right next to it. Oh well, we shall see. Anyway, I'll get back to it. Oh, there's a little thingy on that. I'm going to need to blow that up. Should be that one, actually. That'll be fine. If that's the end, that'll be fine. I can just run from that one. It's no problem at all. Okay, so it's just a case of marking out where the support columns are going to go. So it's that one, 2 in the middle, that one, 2 in the middle, that one, another 2, that one there, which comes down a load of poison gas. Yeah. So 2 in the middle. It does come down on that one. That's not in line over there. Let's have another look.
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
So have I gone off grid somewhere? Right, those are fine. It might have happened earlier, of course. No, but that's on grid. That over there all looks on grid to me, doesn't it? So 1 there, 2 windows in the middle, 1 there, 2 in the middle, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So that one there does come down on that one. Oh well. Never mind then. It does come down on this one. It's very interesting. It doesn't look as if it's in line there, but I'm looking over there, but if I really do line up north, it does line up with that column. Oh well, we'll figure something out. We might come out this side actually. So 1 of that one, 1 that one, and this one here. Now that's in line with that very last one there. And that's perfectly fine. That takes us all the way down to the bottom, so we could just run it from there. I mean, I'm going to have to blow that rock up, but still. We're not going to come out like here and do it, I don't think. Nah. We'll cut things off here, and this will be the end of our spine. So yeah, I'll just finish this off. I'll put an end cap on. I'll start putting the support pillars in, and I'll run the power down. Okay, so yes, putting these in is really simple. You've seen me do this before. It's just a question of figuring out exactly how far down you need to go.
Comply.
And ignoring the propaganda messages from the local artifacts. Just up there, you just zoop a wall all the way down until you hit the ground. Until it looks as if it's merged with...
Hello, this is Patrol
with the ground.
Figure. I have taken ill and need your help to find a cure. Doctors say that the only remedy is alien artifacts.
Yeah, ignoring the propaganda from the alien artifacts. Oh no, we need one more on there. There we are. See, thanks to Zoop, that is incredibly easy. It really is. I mean, I've done like 4 of those in about 2 minutes. So yeah, we'll just get these finished, and that'll be it for this part of the spine. So this long one here at the end is of course going to be a little bit trickier. Just because we've got to bring it down like that and then start again from down here. No, That's 20 walls high. That's very deep. I mean, at least we've only got this one resource node down here, so we don't have to worry too much about belt work. But still, it does make me wonder what I'm going to do with the belt work inside the tunnel, though. I mean, you can't just have... I don't know what's going on with my hands here. Let's disable flying and set that back there again. So yeah, here we go. That comes right down there. It's not too far away from that one. I mean, that is a perfectly acceptable distance to just run a bare conveyor belt. So there's absolutely nothing else down here that needs fiddling. So, you know, I could open up Resource Manager and mark all these on the map and stuff like that, but I don't think I need to, really. So when it comes to belt work, it's going to have to be a case of one resource per belt, but just have a really, really, really absurdly fast belt. Like my cheaty belts, basically. Because I don't see any other way I'm going to fit all of that resources in this thing. I could add extra height, but you know, who cares? Who cares? So my plan was originally to have like this bit funnel into here, and then have a separate one doing like that half, and then have like a train station here, gathering all the resources and ferrying them off somewhere else. And maybe I'll do it that way. We'll see. I mean, I'll set up a factory, you know, a nice, properly organised factory here. Just to process all this stuff. So if you look down there, well, you can't really see, I suppose, but there's like 9 conveyor belts all on top of one another, and it's getting a little bit complicated. I'd rather just merge everything onto the single conveyor belt for each resource. So down here you can see that's too far away. Come on, get that one there. And there we go. So you can see that this is good, because 4 foundations are a blueprint, and 12 foundations is a good multiple of 4, and it happens to be the length that you can make a power line. So it's that good. It's that good distance. Anyway, I'll just finish this off, and I'll see you later. And here we are at the end. Now, I kind of like having the end of a corridor. I was going to call it a tunnel. I like having the end of a corridor being sort of a nice panoramic view like this. It's really nice. It's really nice. The only problem is, of course, you can't get out of the end. So maybe I should put like a big gate thing so I can fly in the ends. Just look at the way that just peeks through. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind that kind of clipping. But yeah, if we were one foundation over, that would never get past there. That would have spoiled all of it. That would have spoiled everything if that had lined up like that. But thankfully it doesn't. So we're all good. I'm coming up to an hour on recording now. I have no idea how long this episode is actually going to be. But yes. That's just the way things happen. So how exactly are we going to figure out this this mess of belts? Oh, it's not 9. I've got more than 9. See, I can fit 12 belts down. And you can see I've got iron there, I've got my quartz there, I've got limestone, I've got copper, I've got a hell of a lot of coal. Do I really want 3 conveyor belts of coal just coming down there like that? Can I not just all put them on the one fast belt? Oh dear. Yeah, I need to rationalise my conveyor belt usage. Because quite apart from the fact that I can't get to the other side of this corridor now with 4 conveyor belts stacked on top of each other. So yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, it also interferes with the power line, which can't be safe. So what I'm probably going to have to do at some point in the future, of course, is get rid of this and build it to this standard. It wouldn't take too long, actually. It's just a case of moving the windows around. But yeah, it's adapting it to this pattern. I mean, the columns are in the right place, so that's not going to be a problem. So yeah, all of this is backed up. Because you will not believe how long I spent between episode 14 and 15. It was ridiculous. Actually, I'll take all. I'll absolutely fill up on those. As many of them back as possible. So yeah, we're full over here, basically. I haven't been over here in a very long time. Yeah, I could really do some more encased industrial beams. Why is that mixed? Oh, right. It's mixed because the first slot isn't filled with the thing. It'll sort itself out in a minute. There we go. So yeah, we're full industrial storage container of our steel products. It's just that we're fairly short on, because I don't feed them through. I feed them through manually. So just to fill these up, I have that coming in here and then coming out again just to fill the belt up. The same with the iron. These ones here I just fed temporarily just to fill up the belts. So we've got coal. Alright, we've got 4 resources here. So we've got the coal, we've got the copper, we've got the iron, and we've got the limestone. Over there, of course, we've got quartz. So that makes 5. We've got that thing there, which is what was that? Was that water or nitrogen? Either way, that's an extra one. So that will make 6. Once I get to using resource nodes for liquids, of course, that'll be a long time in the future. So I don't really have to worry about that yet. So 6 belts right now would be enough if they could carry as much of my production as possible. See, the thing is, I don't want to use those fast conveyor belts, but in a case like this, for long distance transportation in a space restricted area, then yes, I think I would. I'd allow that. I don't like them in my factory over there. I think that's where I draw the line. When I build my proper factory, I won't use fast conveyor belts. I'll use splitters and multiple belts, and I'll figure it out. So anyway, I've spent an hour recording this. It's probably going to take me 2 or 3 hours to edit. But there we are. This may be a 10, 15, 20 minute video. I have no idea yet. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. I hope you've had a good Christmas, and goodbye.